them come. Let them bring it on. Let Abronye bring it on. Because now just all for Nwedi. Meko, all for Nwedi. Wo Samira. Jamahame can won't tiasia, Mr. Ochanopa, Moamuda Kuku Borhono. Monfa 5 a.m. can, Mr. Moa. Namu Kokono, Montoboto, every crying. Mudra, Namashi Shanamo Kipu, edu $30,000. Nama Baba Twama buying. Where did they way into Mrs. Sanshi? Because what price in that tray? 3,000 the hundred that. To Mrs. Sabi Biaminianum.
So what as a man Kevin Tilaka? Seko kwa phone from Coco, and Gubotum Fanquisi, no 1 year dear, or Mabeton. Yes, or can't quite some natural moon. On Pom Ivory Coast. Some bit me at all home Fanco. On by some organ, just say. Or patch say, a born woman who fear ye in Tino. O bank can be demonstration or be demonstration. What can I judge of Emma so? No, say, then we in the buffet a miracle badge. Some miracles are watching. Or nam and all drink of food, say she, ever sell more demonstration were cry. And as Uncle Fu chum by in some for Butum, yet so fear. Can we tell her no? A month for Butmo or Murum Sophie, neither in your frat and why you who haircut. A titty pensioners fussy castle. Kumbi, Adi Yemuana. Can we tell her no? Or said a man, and your crewman and near one assassin in the sea. And ne, and before you know Kaku Masem. Mob Bocke go when you know more Kaku Masem. But you see the way you before.
This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Man, we your friend Alex Mensa. Now, some man will be a kind of concerning police officer. Now, recently, my Baumian and the team is shy. Mimi be a cause of Baumia camp. And a massa warning a year and I will take revenge. Hey, and the answer, son. And a massa catcher the cruiser almost sat ne yereno. Baumia, ask your wife in command after your marking DNA decision on take a boom. Me you. Now, Argentina was Samira catcher Abronye Samira Omunjai in Tokoro Mostatian. Memo Bienjai. Nobody should stop. Samira Baumia, no want any NPP person to stop talking about me and you. Don't stop anybody. I don't know one Abronye Omunjai. Mama Kevin tell us mama Kevin but say I don't know who you men won you be ya agro den tokwanie agro no ko you ba Samira don't want anybody who then try one you be ya what they have started let them complete it. Let Abronye complete it because I want to complete it and I'll complete it. My catch now. Oh, do you remember my catch now? And you know what I know. And I am not going to let this slide because my man slide here. I might lose it and I don't want to lose it. You have done your part. I will do my part. And it will hurt. The way you wanted it to hurt, I will let it hurt. Inti, me catch. Don't want anybody to stop talking about me because Kevin tell us, let them come. Let them bring it on. Let Abronye bring it on. Because me per se I want them to bring it on. I will show you something. Mimi you. Now just all for Nwedi. Meko. All for Nwedi. Wo Samira. Now I'm in Chawa. You see this? Police officer with your friend Alex Mensa. Mahmoud Baumia Asia or any team this year. Baumia say, hey. They want to make this guy Baumia's head of security. The campaign of Obestatino. They want to make Alex Mensa the head of security or Baumia campaign. Yeah. I'll be telling you the reason why they want to use this man to do that job. You see, Baumia we didn't come out with police hierarchy esroho. And they have been feeding Bawumia with a lot of information. And IGP Yonu, the CID boss, you people should be very careful. Mochiguho. Bawumia is going to make this guy his head of security. Bawumia is going to make this guy. They have already penetrated the Ghana Police Service, the top. And the IGP has no idea. The CID boss, they have no idea. They have started building their coup in the Ghana Police Service. This is the guy Bawumia is going to use. That is the plan. They had a meeting recently. And they want to use this guy as the head of Mahamudu Bawumia's security. He's going to be the head. Nobody should underestimate what Bawumia wants to do. And I'm sending a message to the IGP. This is not a joke. I know more things. I'm sending this friendly message to the CID boss. You people should be on guard. They have now been able to get people in the police service. Recently, the police officer be the Inspector Chumesi, another criminal police officer. But I want the Ghana Police Service to understand. The IGP, then he needs to understand. The CID boss, they need to understand. This guy is the guy they are going to use. And the president should be listening. He needs to be very careful about his security. So Alex Mensah, they have had a meeting. Obaga Sameboa, Ebesi. Obaga Sameboa, Ebesi, Alex Mensah. Make nobody underestimate what I am saying. This is what they are going to do. This is the guy who is going to handle Bawumia's campaign, his security. And this Alex guy, he's had a lot of conversations with some people in the Ghana Police Service on Warsaw, and they are falling in line. And Yonu has no idea. Those people are falling in line. And they have agreed to work with this guy. Megachira must say, Guta. Maybe expose be Guta for him. Every single person will be shocked in Ghana. Any day be a Guta Bekasa or Ghana be everybody will tell them to get a head out. Guta. Maybe I show Munyoma be very soon, eh? Mobatia say Adikudientia Guta has been a problem in Ghana for years. I guess I same way, and I'll do it very soon. Now, Abose Okain dealers announced 6-month monitoring of new tax policy. Abose Okain for na and say no mu yedede. Me catch them say Abose Okain for. Now let me read the story. Na me show Adebi. Ghana. Akronfo bebre wo Ghana. All that we need to do is to be resolute as a nation, as a government. Amu nyina they will fall off. The Abose Okain Spare Parts Dealers Association has called on its members to remain calm and cooperate with a newly introduced tax policy following a high-level engagement with the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, that's the GRA, Anthony Kwesi Sapon. According to the association, the meeting clarified that the tax measure has already been duly passed into law and forms part of the country's existing legal framework. However, the GRA assured the dealers that the implementation of the policy will be monitored over a 6-month period to assess its effectiveness and practical impact. To ensure fairness and transparency, the association announced the formation of a 6-member committee to monitor the policy over the next 6 months. The committee comprised 3 representatives from the GRA and 3 from the Ghana Union of Traders Association, that is GUTA. Now, adia me kan ni nyina no eye PZ for ba me nchekire mu nchire mo na nsen na me ba ha e na me ka kire wo say Abose Okanfo omo mpeso metua VAT. There are so many people working at Abose Okan omo ntua VAT, and they have been doing this for a long time. They have been making money out of us. And what they do is they always threaten political parties and third parties and threaten governments. That has been their strategy. Yeah, they are also come for yan tomorrow. Yeah, they are also come for yan tomorrow. Oh yeah, also come for mubwa omuni power biya or Ghana. I am saying this on authority. It recently now, omukoshe guta ichi. Now omukache Ghana for say the new tax policy now bind their banner and now they are comply and they are going to face them boot for boot. And omuka say the officers na GRA asmo so omunko abuso kind and share omu tax books no omu peneno. Why have they suddenly said they are now going to study the system for 6 months? Unibibi. The aboso kind workers dealers no bono 90% omu ya conform to VAT. I'm telling you, a few of them pay their VAT. The reason why Tioma quelling in say they know say we are going to expose them, and they know say they need to pay the VAT no matter what. The government needs to be resolute. Mama omoma aboso kan for enwunawunamo. Aboso kan for omni power nchen obi a Ghana. Aboso kan for omni power nchen tomatoes for. Aboso kan for omni power nchen trotro drivers. Aboso can for omni power and any association in Ghana. I'm telling you, it is because almost study system then we say for a very long time the politicians have always fell for their gimmicks, and they have also capitalized on that fear now. Almost two politicians voted him because in the past, what happened that Ebema Aboso can for be strong and say there were a lot of financiers of political party at Aboso Kai. Most of them were at Aboso Kai in Accra. And what they did was they were fueling political parties and political leaders. Inti omuko MPP mua. No mashe when a flag bearer, when they contest they pump money. Into what they do is the flag bearer they start to intimidate and threaten the person. And people start to panic. Now, when they do that, what happens is that politicians start to get scared. Now, a Honda Safi and started creeping into our politics. Into every election, then you hear Aboso can for Aboso can for power. It is because they were doing that to cover up the VAT they were not paying for a very long time. Majority of the people at Aboso Kai, they don't pay VAT. Obiwa because this engine $100 million back. Oton engine is 3 times the $100 million until one VAT bagana. The only VAT to airport charges are the only idea otia airport charges. And a port so they do their ways and then they lie and they cheat the system. Into bit about 100% profits. Into abeko mutimu for a long time. And because Omaya Sade na Chenti, what they did was as time went on, they started getting their people to lead Guta. Now, now they started using money to influence the elections of Guta. TMA. That is how Aboso Kai operates. Until now, they sat down and said, okay, now we should be able to have control over Guta. Because when it comes to traders and association, Guta more and their head. If they are able to control Guta, they'll be able to control any government. It is one study Aboso Kai for. Every time they want to threaten government, they go through Guta because the leadership of Guta are members of Aboso Kai Spare Parts Dealer Association. Do you understand? So they are working through Guta, the same Aboso Kai people. So they decide who leads Guta. They decide who becomes the chairman. They decide who becomes the secretary. Then the same people who are the chairman, secretary, assistant, and whatever, they are also importers. So you see Guta as speaking for Aboso Kai workers, but Guta is speaking for itself because they are all members of the Aboso Kai traders. I will come and show you lists of Guta leadership are importers of spare parts in Ghana. I will come and show you, and I can say this on authority. I already have the documents. The leadership of Guta, spare parts importers. and they all skip taxes. And intina, we want to step back and look at the monetary. They don't pay VAT. Let me tell you, the reason why last me catch them, the reason why in tia, aboso kan for, what's your high say, aboso kan for say, my brain just froze. I was so kind for say Nigeria for the Chinese for Nigeria for the Chinese for Juma. There is no way Nigeria for the Chinese for can take a spare parts business from Ghana for. When we talk about the number of Ghanaians who work as spare parts dealer, 1% of Nigeria for. And let me tell you, Nigeria for no, omunim say obi manso no mote. Omunim say they are patching with people. A Nigerian cannot operate a spare parts shop without having a collaboration with a Ghanaian. So any Ghanaian who or any Chinese who is working as a spare parts dealer, the law says you need to have a Ghanaian partner. And I'm good. Now the Nigerians and the Chinese, they are not here to fight on profit. The Nigerians and Chinese are here to make profit. So they are not here to heckle with the customer. 2,000 Ghana, 2,200, 2,100. They don't have time. So Nigeria for the Chinese for no, their profit margin about 2% and more pay. Ghana for pay 90% profit margin. Ghana for no we are not so. Na Nigeria for no. Trot for the banner tail light to say, Omura, no yam, no co. Na Nigeria 2 cities not at all. Trot for no, ni bo joint to say, Bupe, no abana Chinese neighbor, Quamana, none profit at 3 cities. Na Ghana for the go, yen tiasia, yenya 10 Ghana, yen tiasia, yenya 200 Ghana. So what happens is that most of the people who are patronizing Aboso Kai for spare parts, they end up with the Chinese and the Nigerians. All because the Ghanaians are greedy. One, they are not paying VAT, and secondly, they also want to hold, and I say they want bigger profit margin. Into the moment Ghana for no the Chinese for Nigeria for no are moving, their goods are going, then they will start. We are demonstrating. One, they don't even pay VAT. So Nigeria ni and Chinese ni aboso kai no oye juma no tua VAT. Ghana for na no. Why? My name I want to say. And the last time I saw Hassan Ayaraga, Ayarakov. Now, this demonstration, and I said, but you, what are you trying to prove here? You need to tell the people the truth. You need to tell the Abosokan people the truth. Stop this petty politics. You know your fellow Ghanaians are greedy. They are not paying VAT. They are doing this because they think the Nigerians and the Chinese are taking their profit. The Nigerians and Chinese, they can take $1 and they are fine. Ghanaian wants a $50 profit on one product, which is not right. And let us talk to the Ghanaian. Any Ghana of one in Kasa, we agree to VAT. So Chinese ni evade VAT. Chinese Nigeria ni evade taxa. Ghana ni na actually no abuso kain. And that fear now, omudia political parties mu for a long time no. You be ye free ho. Campaign time dura one aboso kan mo yesen aboso kan for mo yesen mo do so che cocoa farmers mi busa mo aboso kan for mo do so che fishermen in Ghana aboso kan for mo yesen. I am asking you people, a sound for in our say Ghana politics, no the greed. How many are you? Population and more aboso kan mo yesen. You cannot decide elections in Ghana. And inti mama group bi wo Ghana nya o ma adwene say we can decide election. We can pick president. You cannot pick any president for anybody. Aboso you cannot pick president for Ghana. Politicians, no, you people should position yourself to respect you. That intimidation, that threat, stop it. You be expose mu nyina and Ghana ye krobia ke di no kura ka se chimu bebregum. Kamu China ke chimu 90% ke jeli mu nyina. Akrono sembe no. You are monitoring the system. Ghana ni yenye serious intra. Anka ose police tina bo so kan. Anope bia no matwe mu book. Ota dia ni abe recordo. Motete one my mo campaigns. And I'm mutual sikama politicians didn't quasi as some mamo. And I'm muko wiaka, namo de ba muntia. Eti, ya kamo di mana mubuofu, namu unankofo. Very annoying. Unnecessary things in the Ghana. Ya nka boso kan for asem. Na boso kan mo yesen. Aboso kan mo nyisa mo do so magazine for. Magazine for cry din. Etia movat. Muta boso kan mo do so magazine. Say nye ye na ya say wo krom ha anka magazine ye de sika shem na ye biema. It's one of the biggest auto hubs in Africa and in the world. MPP no mo jimintra. MPP na yankwasiafo ntra. Ye ne ma santifo ni biso no mo ni mieye. Come to abama MPP da because if Swame sitting there na MPP abedi Ghana so 16 years, ko for 8 years asantini ba odi mokodi nchine. We tuma fa nsanka Swame. Na na dan kwaku fuado achichide we mode tumi man obetena Kumase ka kire mo se kwabere fo nto abama mfam kwase anko na mo na wo de MPP echi Swame na di sika ene aduane to wanu mu no e na Swame na MPP ni gusu na mumu di jimi to say ye to ama party yemu bia ya santifo ne jimi ntra and mo pretuti and tretia ho. How can a MPP ni kwatena radio so ka say adentina NDC pese ote 40 years so ba tretia onye kwasea o ka chem sa adentina obi so be feedi me maame on feedi me maame na kwasea on sasha odamurufem hwan nko feedi maame aye den na obeka chem say ai obi so be feedi me maame na nipa ni ka so be maame fried rice na fried rice ne ba na akokɔ nda so ntimi bu ofu kwasea na wonya be ma te se nipa no aden na wanka so wanya adwuma feedi maame. And it is because yatina Ghana ye job politicians and no jimmy the same way na aboso can for take advantage of the system. Me a call. I have no personal issue with anybody. But on say yan can say na nchemwa. I na nkwasi asem ne doso. Oya santini Bema a we adwuma swami na to abama MPP in the way Jimmy. I'm telling you. Na abana woto no we adwuma bebi a won sabeko wa no ene na wo say hiawo. O say chairman sabo su kwasi ampanyi we bedi mu so how many years? Ojina parliament ka brofo ho nyina we ntumi anye kwan wo swami. Then the nya Bema kokroko o ma betri sam ponchi di MPP echi. We Jimmy abano to the same. Na wunani na medi president no ma swami ye ma. Teni na medi president no ma swami ye ma. Na ya frem wa dehye no ya frem me dehye. O ka se otumfo na no mimi otumfo na. Ana mu bi no mu asai. Because say one kasa hu nipa na o party na ntuma anya de na ma wa. Also tell say party ni hu adwene pa. The foolishness of some of us ene dia bedru hande. Fidu mame went to fidu mame uble bo beside na o de fried rice na na akokɔ nda so. Why lucky na nko so de poison gumi ku mame. Ye nimu nyansa. Mama politics na complicated. And a politician see Jimmy mu. Asantini betena so je eko for 8 years. E ye be na obabi Kumase. Sebio. Ade to nani a sebio ya maame wu ye obesie ne maame ne yere wo Kumase na osaba nkran. Wa betena be bia airport wo. Wa ba betena be bia hospital papa wo. Na je kofo wo Jimmy. Don kuma wu Kumase de ne ku no. We nya hospital papa nkom. Ene je kofo ten kran. O mu so bi 2 gram se we bri. Ohome in from a papa. Adentina Santiniba wa retire as president. Why is he not going to live in the Ashanti region? Send a president to Biaba no Besana or the Ashanti region by the blaze, the baby of Beba Yohana free. And so think crying. Adentina think crying because he wants to protect himself. Mwesika 4 by force by 2 by 4 for nanam ga. Think crying. You people should be reasoning. You can't say no buofu. En kwasiake kana ye mumubi. Na MPP twimudi na mumubi di bofro nkwa na abegina mutirim keka nkwase asem na me awunani ba no me na me yeso ame mamo me awunani ba no me mfantini aboa no me na me yeso ame tani aboa jo mahama na obeye kejeti ano no sa kwase ampe nyina sa me yeso ame mamo mumu asantifo bi na madwene nyadwuma. This is politics. You have to vote in a way that will bring you the development something your interest in tina okoto aba no. Yebu bebre di nkwasi asane ati asantimemu for a long time. I want to come asem because me who say mumu bebre no sebi omunye ready for a long time. And men na krampo sometime obusa adna Kevin Taylor jam na nanu asem because I have seen say you people don't want to reason. Some of you people you don't want to Ghana hama asantini akwara no the MPP echi yemfa ba omi amra kwasia adehye gu adehye kurom ye de na po baaye e de na si. Ye kasa chem sana mubuofu Yatia wana mubu ofu. Ewurade. Politics na mo ya ne sen. Ana me hu sa MPP nkwara no sa 1995 nkwara ne 2002 nkwara no a me hu omo a Samo 2001 nkwara no di MPP chi na mo TikTok me hwe mo sa mo mo bo especially Santifon nkwara no emu ma ne mbema me hu ona mo bo. So what's the end game? The end game answer dey bia yesi echi red yesi echi green and the MPP in there do and NDC nya hwe hwe be hwe nkran de ekoso won kran be hwe de esi e opa ko photo hotel oto ne nkran ana won to ne kumase yetina kruma ema one political party jimmy a group of people for a long time yatina ha etumufu meme nyini wa santimemo meti asante te sawo meme nya obi obetuma ka se we de on tia santi oyenkrani ne accent meme asantini ba meka se me asantini ba me nyini wa santimem otu fa kasa nsisime obi ani asantimo obetum de kasa nsisime ekọ obua. So I will tell you what you need to hear. So obu ba mepu be ni bi ehia wo it is hard na yede teto na yede hwahwae ho no eye den na 2026 o twetani so mbe yeso amema o very comfort no chi no de sikejwa kofi ba roda na minimum be wuro asantini ba de hia udi mokodi nchiridi otwen bini o frɛ tani se mbe so amema wo abra wenya opportunity to give power to your own political party wona na ba afọ akoto yi mbowremu £700 tie wagimi abano to the saying Otoma flag na ontoma nipa onim nyansa ase mo yese mumu bi na mo di MPP ase mo ye nwan 16 years and MPP di Ghana so the same as 16 years NDC di Ghana so ade papa bi wa santimem bi afi NDC o very mo tena Ghana ye kam asama ese di ohina atam me wo fa na otumfuo obi antumi hunahuna mo santimem nobody. Sibia ofra won de share me so me de share nobody can intimidate me in Ashanti, nobody. But you see your tosikoko enum enso de bia 2 feet no because ye bu mpanifo anything sometimes ye kasa na yakata ho na ye mu bi no ye tiamo ye kyeremo de ya monhwe de ekoso won kran monhwe de ekoso won kran monhwe mutikumasa monhwe de ekoso won kran. And so, and there, MPP needs radio. So, like I say, there's a video I have to show you guys. Where is this video? Because video be of an MPP communicator. Or TV. So, unmason kaye. Or say MPP na power. Omo ebe bubu. NDC for ye tier 2 and tier 3. Omo bubu no. Asantini ba. Where is this? Mr. Do you have it? I think it was in yesterday's I need to pull this video out. Besides, do you oh, I think that guy said Orange FM or something. I think it was in yesterday's editorial. Asantinio Oti radio so team, I don't have it. I need to find this video. Oti radio so asantimemu ebie na no asantiniba or MPP ni or say NDC ba na se swame no interchange no se omo ye tier 2 and tier 3 omo MPP for omo power omo den omo bebubu no I don't say abu bia wa aboa we are Ghana now show we are. You ask yourself, say, can you connect to what they are doing? You cannot connect. Ain't attachable. You can see this whole thing is a charade. It's some people trying to create an impression. That the honest truth is, you see, yes, phobia, and you bring me say, yes, be down to Coco Boy, so more train Randy Abbey. Aban say, Sikeni wo Coco Boy Aboka. Aban Coco, a Yasi Coco Yateso. Enti Yateso no, Mwana Mokoko wa by Hodano, Obitiam 3,600. Coco Fufra Yebesimino, Sikano Entwindrusa, if we say, if we are surprised number from 2,005 Aban Obitian Crampo, and 90%. So check it if we are Sisika cocoa aba forma. But we cocoa ni now so ye MPP ni. Because ya yabo videos of cocoa kuafo bi so mo so asom sa aban ya ade. Aban ade omo de aba no omo ni so PBC. Producer buying company for and so about bontene abeka kira aban say omo ye very happy because aban den aban release 1 billion Ghana cedis Licensed Cocoa Buyers Association omo da aban ase. Inti you can see say cocoa kuafo ni bi abo videos omo nyina omo agya tum. Ena eye ebi mu say omo de omo ntiase mesre o say what to cocoa so what do cocoa na se sebio aban se nyoma sinti afie besim cocoa no ye tebo no so na onjintuma mesre o se cocoa no wa na oduae nse wa na oduae de ndie mo fa nhye dem afi se ne cocoa no do $80,000 a bag na a ton na mo abeton ama aban we ntokwa nim omo se omo pe de ekoso no omo ofie omo ye adwuma omo cocoa mu enti wo say the aban can on tiase because aban the kuta purchasing power no oni na betuma ato oso ono so onye reso kobo besia ewia surprise about enti wo cocoa ha fagu fie eno so wo shiu ni tuma wo cocoa afagu loko no cocoa do 80,000 a ton na wa baba ka cha aban say do 80,000 a ton enti onje cocoa no ma sa sika no because cocoa ni do 80,000 a ton enti we den ka mesrem Manusi sumina suminu anumene domo. Koko na matiguo na mosi munya fa ma ban no. Mumfansie. Mum store. Because mukoko fu akuafo ni bi so mo de omo ye okay. E domo de omo price na omo pe ometima ye dwuma de hu omo so ye Ghana 47 ha. E na omo kro omo do so chemo. Enti wa anwumre uti koko board ho me ka kire o se besra me ni se bedwe mo hwe me. Koko na wo fie no. Mumfa ngu fie na munsie mum keep koko no. Because mo ye demonstration me sure say mo nyina mo gi free fertilizer mo de bre cocoa board me ba jo mo amugu cocoa board yes anwumre mo da ho no free fertilizer na abai de ma no mo de kan ho bre randia be ana no mo gya no fie we dey asem na me buso obi ndi obi atam mo ye demonstration na mo se mo ye MPP for cocoa fo no free fertilizer na mo gi ye no mo de kan ho ba akra na se mo gya no fie. Because I free fertilizer no aban na de mamu na sa spraying machine na aban de mamu no eno mo de kan mo de sibas mu ban kan na we ya sam kekera mebusa me ndi obi atam sa free fertilizer no mo amfa ma sa free no mo amfa mo mfa ni nyina ka make us mo ba randi abenango so randi je mo free fertilizer ne empe koko no ye di kosie na ye twen MPP for say ye twen koko no do 100,000 a tona nanke makoi koko se ewo mo ho aban ne mo nkontokwa muso mo koko tuetue dua no so no obi anteye ntokwa ban biem na wo ho misrewo me ye brofuo na meye minim se mintumi nya koko ntimi anya koko etimi ebro na meye ena me sure say Manusi sumina so obi eri we de sika si ni tim so nko ye koko fie yo because koko akuafo ni bi omo Ghana se omo de omo ye okay enti mo amusi mo nye okay mesre mo se koko mo atia mo keep we because a price na aban say ebo no nye ndru bebi obetumi tia sa sika no enti wo hwele se ebo no pese obegi a enti fa koko ne kufie keep ho we awon de we mo dede no so ne de mo fengu apaso na mo nkata so na yan train koko no do 80,000 because that time na mo se kufu ado koko do 11,000 mama 11,000 sika enti esi an koko no so ye nyina yenim se endu 11,000 or 3,000 enti yan train edu 30,000 a ton mo a mo se mo ntia se na mo de mo koko na beton ama ban 80,000 sanete entokwa nim we demonstration ni mema politicians in jojo na small boy biafo atena ka mu enti mesremo fertilizer no mo fertilizer no mo de kan ho baaye mo de brand dia be so onje ne fertilizer ansem mo use there you go fertilizer no mo use and ansem mo use there you say sankofo ya omo ye dede ingofo be dede bebre no omo ntokoko omo num koko bi bibia o Ghana o da be omo this way Intimacy remo. Moon keep cocoa no. Randy Abbey. What don't call for the catcher or ma cocoa for no almost one penny. A more penny, the almost cocoa by my bato. Inti Randy Miss Remo, one catcher or ma cocoa for almost one penny, almost one cocoa borders or china say. Or moon keep cocoa no. Cocoa or moon keep edu 80,000. Now one could do 80,000. No more the abadam Mabatoni 80,000 am I buying. They say I buy so nisika inti I buy no so nisika and then now say obey keep cocoa no. Na say I buy ma usika say ye cocoa mano. Because anya unkwana say bi oye cocoa Ghana. Your cocoa kua for some say e bo we ye because omo e fa omo fam any world price nto matiase inti mesremo mo am free eye western north no. Enumbre mo ti cocoa board ho mesremo. Mama mayam nyade wentinti munko kipu mu cocoa munko sie. Munfa cocoa bottom na munfa nsie. Se mo ogidie se cocoa price be kwa kodu 20,000 a ton. Munfa nsie enche bi e bedu 20,000 ma beton ama aban. Inti esramo we demonstration bi enim wa cocoa wa we japade at the end of the day buy them out free fertilizer na the year cocoa kua for bi omo Ghana so mo de omo ye okay wo de wo se wonte ho ase ate keep cocoa no so betum the Ivory Coast so akoko ton no hwe e bia na Ivory Coast for bo no ye chen Ghana ban bo ana yeah, we am for Kugan for Scanemba. Keep cocoa no. MP before a moment was carried for VIP buyer. Monka jobs, more person keep cocoa no now buying what children. Oh, into moon keep price in the costro. And price in the drew a year by 80,000 a ton. Yes, 16 bars na 1 ton. You see, 16 bars na 1 ton wa bruchin. You see, I say $3,000. Moses, secret mama no mumpe. Into munko kipuko. Mun kipu cocoa no. Ana cocoa mun to keep no fee. Mun from brefie make mo yi 1 room na mo kipu. No atwen. We did the way into Mrs. Sanche because what price in that 3,000 the honor da. To Mrs. Sabi bia me nuanom. Me domo, me bumo, mo dwuma na den. Nanso dia ba no. Some person aban ko bobesia aban so nye ready so bobesia because Ghana ni sika ayo ko bobesia dia kotua me aban tumi bobesia ntumi so ena sebio munuanum kokofo so ma giatum say surprise o mo pen sa no aban tumi ko bobesia beto mo so aban kura etua koko board for e ka da mo so 5 billion aban e fa sa aka no intimi sremo se de jomahama ka no wonti asia me sre o cha no pa mo amoda koko board ho no mo fa 5 am ka no me sremo a na mo cocoa no montoboto every nkran muduru a na ma hyehyɛ no mo kipu edu $30,000 na mo aba beto ama aban mon twɛn ma me ma mo trek no we nyina hɛ amo MPP for anka no kra na nkyerɛ mo hɛ mo a mo yɛ demonstration na mo se mo da cocoa board na adwumi nse mo nyina mo hwɛ mo data mon ko fi ochina MDC aban mo nim trek no cocoa na mo mate no egu apata so mon ko hyehyɛ no nyina ngu bottom Mama fama aban no mun kipu say mo dia mo na mo do ye say mo nim fifire fertilizer no kra dia chemo ene kra aban so on gisika no cocoa spray indian insecticide odi nyina chemo mun kofi o china no patututu because price indian sesa na mo cocoa no mo anka say mo amodia no mo fangu bottom na mo fansie mo fangu si cocoa ase ana mo fi akese mo fan hyeho na mo kata so mama mansuo nguso inti cocoa no mote MPP for be catch mo e could do 100,000 a bag na ma catch around ya be say mo pet 90,000 na ho na rand intua na ye be boa mo inti obi anko fie no nko fa no cocoa no nko sie omo so mo de omo ton de mo nton mo aban omo no mo gimi mo de so mo gimi inti omo de mo nton mo aban na mo amunim nyansa na mo fam cocoa ni sie ye sre mo fam ko sie mo fam aban na ye ntwen ye num nsuo ngusu ye num nsuo ntwen opɛ na munko no muso ntwan opɛ into opepe na epepe na kudu 90,000 a tonna na mo yepi na miracle aboajaba na we di monim aba cocoa say cocoa price dey do $90,000 adent ne ma mon call for $80,000 munya ne sa why yeah into the man my idea why we ja wodan was a western north cocoa penyini papa penyini and they make will be da yere so Weja wo yere wo Western North mo bi di na nadwida o dan tuntum mu. Miracle Aboagye ne MPP fo nyina the condition mu. Mini anom. Obi gina wo yere so anadwi abosen wo Ghana. 10 din ekanyan. Emma be man e catch ana okunu oso ne gimi adidi MPP fo echi tinkran odan me de yenya de beye hwe de wo ya wo ho anadwi yaw adentira wa wo koko won ton ama aban tumi nya wo hwe kipu koko ne kipu koko no na aban ukipu aban betwa bibi mo kipu koko to ma mo tumi nya mfuku kipu koko no mo kata so nsie mon kipu koko ma mo fam aban on to say mo say edu $90,000 na mo abegina say mo de mo gina board na ade ne ye wo dia ade ne ye wankasa wo koko me no kase obi na obetuni contract abasa aban na sign contract say koko no te akia ne kin o say aban to nti wo na wo control the purchasing power is in your hand na wo da koko board gate anon tontom wo na obi di wo yere e won Western North e say because you so to nti neighbors ne nti dede no inso to de magra de job gigrim into yiri tiem kura yente hwe de eto anadwi hwe de eto ejapoku with the politicians hwe de omaye wo wa wo japade we jaho ene wa betrankan we japade o kasa won toma obi antumi nyo foko John Mahama ntumi be hunhuna kipu koko no irade mo ba betrankan say ye demonstration entiase oni wan entiase koko ekuafo bibiri Ghana so so okay die na wo ye okoko board ho wa ye yere woto dindindin insuo to mo bi gina wo yere so anadwe ti se metintuntum Randy Abiamba Randy Ababa ne nemu ada koko ni ya wo dia we munfe bi nsie na mundi bi munfe bi nsie odia we japade o papa na wudi jaawo munfe bi nsie na mundi bi anopa na munum abena beje wo dia piti mpampa wo de sofo na pai fom na munum bi na mudim na bi sa wo dia ye onkofo bebre Somalia o mundi koko drink ebi so mo ketreba so koko si wo se metenkran ko ntokwa erade bibini o koko si fie ma ban ni mo mbra be tata wo nto no wo tata ban no koko ni sie wo dia wo japade ebusua kukuo ne de amawo ena wa hwe so abeduwa watena koko 20 years wa beda abontene se wa metom ko wo na ye wo dia ban hia koko no munumbi mudibi na mudibi sa anopa na mo ye video aban ye ne ese ne yo wa magye anto aho be kire na mo kira ban anopa na munum we fra wontuma na wa ye team pampa na aban ya no mana ka ase no hwiegu wo be hia koko abo aman no no ama aban ne ko ado ama aban minimum abdo wama ode yi no agongon munka mbetuni koko de yaban agongon bubetuni koko de yaban agongon ena mabetene ntontom se ye ntiase won fefo a ne o koko de o so magima mo so mo tiase won kwa won tiase keep koko ne ewade nipa into da esi ade na obenya because e bo na nsesa obi ani sike bia ma wo koko ne e waja pade ochina senka wo 207 ka betu na gom na de koko divu akoton oye den o ha wo koko processing companies bebre Ghana ka betu matamegu ka mu montoma me montoma adie na wo ma adie we na obi small boy bi jojo wo betu ma koko fufuo koko banku kese koko wo fie koko ebuso wo so baba trankan koko yesika momani nya abanya momani na gongon munko koko nko sie anopa obeba na ye koko mole na ye koko banku na muchi na mo ye live video aban be koko banku na uchi na udanim na mutia na mudi nkruge na mutia sa aban koko fufuo koko banku en kamu ye manken fufuo na kamu koko asom na mutie wote se ye ntiase na wama aban oma aban power abra wo na odia koko na e wo sa aban to free wo ho ba I'm a politician, small boys. Koko mpimu, koko oat, koko salalak. And kawe, akwaya wonu fufro ofie. Nanka koko koko salalak. Nanka salalaki. Nana unsengu wonu osaka kanadi koko kakraka ho. Na ye koko salalak. Koko salalak. Na mudu bi franco la duane na ya hoden ba. Koko yeso ade bi eye. na cocoa to na nka moya toy anka instead some nka tie begum na nka mo cocoa gu na mo twia fra kese obetu di cocoa enyuma bebre wo fie wo so bu ofu abedra bontene adan a obi ndi meyire adan dira me yese ebo obi aba obi so obegime de me nko amenje abra cocoa de wo japade abra cocoa no wo japade eya wo dia wa ye adwuma agi free fertilizer free aban ho de aye cocoa manaso na wo beko memo mo ha mo ho cocoa eba hu cocoa eba pa cocoa pa eba mo ntia ban cocoa pito na ma Mexica krewia na ma nom abanye wo cocoa wi hia bra momfansie ebedu 30,000 ansen a o enche intimu a mabankran no a mama politicians adadam no monko cocoa mo ko kyena momfanko sie aban hia oba bagye aban ne hia cocoa wo hia go de yeden momfa bebre nko sie na monyi 10 bags megu fie na momfa mix aduane na be ma opomudian adin this way energy drink mo hia cocoa momfa bi nko despite na mama mu jojo gofo di mu yire di mu mpenanom na woti oda abontene dan tuntumu politician oda oba na oda oba so na dwi oda jantra ni so apetishi kakra kra to di cocoa som na ye coke pet and apetishi to mix cocoa kakra na coke pet na no obon kakra udi fufu na odi coke pet atoso apetishi kakra ni cocoa kakra ni na bibi ekoye na weja bibi nti obi ko buudan ni anadwi na okowia onyoma hwan na okobusa no nti enhamo nti anopa so mo abebusa TNT hwan na okobusa TNT anopa sanyoma we bi nyina enye nti mon kofie na mon fan kosie saban so onto amode mon kipu dollar do 100,000 da cocoa ton do 100,000 na mo de aba aban oni option bia also 100,000 why yada masipa nyame hiramu enti Mrs. What's the family binchira mo okay sesiano mo a mo hwe me na mo te eye cocoa board cocoa ekuafo ma me fa binchira mo ebi o mo nka no kra nchira mo me kira mo se cocoa na be kosoro hwe mo de mo nigidie mo mfa cocoa ni nkosie na bo no be kosoro aban o de o say abafo ma no problem ma nchira mo ene cocoa no he me domo enso sometime we nyoma bia na mama politicians use mo fa so bia ni so he ohun sa de we mo a mo hwe me no cocoa fo no he ohun imrebi no na cocoa na yeton 6,279 na e wo soro ohun sa ahoma tia na aba besi fom no efri soro ene besi fom intebesa afu ene cocoa na about 3,184 the world market no ene na wase ho blue no 3,184 where world market imrebi na cocoa no na ewo around 8,000 atiaba first no near 6,200 you see a world price na atiaba dollar na baby 3,008 inti you see no abesi fom ebe fo ahoma free soro ba fom esafo inti munya hope se ebe safo inti mamu nton cocoa munko kipu mu amose mo ntiase no why inti simple terms na nie inti mu amohwe na dwo cocoa board or say botin tuntum no 2026 na abafo onhwe September November December and you 2026 into September na e wo soro pa ahoma bia so ekosoro bia enka soro eba fom ena ahoma bia wo fom bia so enka fom ekosoro inti e den e beba soro oye den beba soro inti mun ko fie na mun fa tapolin ko kata so mu amose mon ton no eye e beba soro e be pejani mu cocoa body din ya frɛ no inti mun nya kukuduro from $8,000 to 3,000 all the way for September ya September na ton no near ton 8,000 September ya last September ya near to cocoa ton no $8,000 and them no kase ya oti cocoa board gate na no ya ton cocoa no 1 ton no ya ton 3,181 it don't say about from inti mu amwo cocoa na so mon ti ase no mun keep cocoa no ubenya cocoa ni bofuro nkwan cocoa ni bofuro nkwan cocoa ni bofuro nkwan bo cocoa ho so komedo ade bia cocoa for on boys we on de omde yam he miracle aboaje de oma musika na mode ka baaye no me no kasa na dwi ba omia campaign no or the $4 million wa fe di anything account and ba omia se oma ne nye eye ni spokesperson o kromfo Dennis miracle aboaje we sa boy we na oye MC DC ekufu ado pamo no because ko wie sika oye kromfo de wa be kiro o say na kuma ebu efri se waswa koko ekuafo eguba asma bankran ana wohu koko ekuafo mpenifo a sebio omobre they all can know. I see, it breaks my heart seeing our very senior citizens I see, nakuma and the udiare was a gun and penifo nipa omuyan kokora ne mbrewa say senior citizens, some as old as 84 years or sabo age, you know. Or see, o diare ho ono miracle aboaje or MPP ni o diare ho say and the gun and penifo en kokora ne mbrewa omedi 84 years. 84 years sa enne omu free Western North beye don hwede beye edu baako 11 hours omu tu kwan free Western North atena car mu omu amfa ponko o si nipa ni nyina fa car atena air condition car mu sa nipa na ono di areho ma omu no sa nkokora de mbrewa na ono miracle aboaje di omkogu baas mu so omu mbra na omu si ye di lunch esi ye edi breakfast esi ye etna air condition kamu ehwe movie Nigeria movies a bedroom kan no 11 hours no also di areho de say omo di 84 omo nyini omo tena kamu 11 hours and omo fa form adentra omo koko sika abaya teso sa na omo de dada wo so dan tuntum o da jantre ni so sa brantie we omo abreso na enye omo di 84 pewu omo di 84 no sa wuye MPPG omo nsem sika a your friend pensioner for sika sa brantie we time Ekufuor de president no koko ekuafo no ye ntuam ka pensioner for no mo sa te Ghana no mo ye over 3,000 na omo yare ebi mpontumi nante na ebi hu ade na ebi entumi home na ebi ehia sika keke e de atodro na nado dan Ekufuor ne Abrantie weji omo nsem sika pensioner for sika omo betena Ekufuor do gate ano ema miracle aboaje ka chom so mfom kwase anko enie de MPP for the year Ghana for pensioner for miracle aboaje on se odimu di agro mo amoda koko board gate na no ohum se mo agimi ya jini pensem sika nipa over 3,000 pensioner for MPP ji omo nsem sika and omo de mo koko fo se MPP for ohun de omo de mo ye omo nim se mo agimi na onim de ya mo amwo koko board da ho entontomo wi mankofo di mo yire no mebe kire made bi akokora we ene ni colleagues ye demonstration o just ofori ataka kire mo ofori ataka kire mo say tie o ti wo said ye o ba be demonstration o da abontene tuntum bawi wokum ofori ata enkokora we ne mbrewa be demonstration case o mu wu o mu pension sika no ofori ata be ka kire mo say you are picketing pointless. Ofori ata tells pensioners says your ability to trade old bonds diminished. That's the choice you made. Ofurata beka chom say demonstration na moye mon kokora ne mbrewa na moye na mo bodam. The day na mudi musika ma ye na mudi musika na share. Enye obi na share mo. Say mo fa musika ma aban sa aban fa nya adwuma. Intende musika share. Sa demonstration na omo ye no nyansanim ofurata ma asema obie na no ka kire Ghana fo. Ye ma menom ye nananom a sebio omo koye demonstration. MPP for ni omo ne ndoma sa sam line abegu koko board gate na no me hura ndi aba amen na obi di woyire abofunu me hura ndi aba amen na obi budan me hura ndi aba obi wiawo sorry people to the kofie me hura ndi aba amen kofie hwe obi di woyire Jimmy ya bon kwan bofufu ama no odi koko nkwan ene fufuo wo fie Jimmy obi ntiasie randi abamba mi nkofie hwe ye budani koko no obi dia wo dia fasie fie MPP for ka kire pensioner for so mo fam kwase anko ya je musika ntidie nipa 3,000 mo nyina wi omo do abetena koko board gate ano ene omo ne omo mpra no mada na wo Jimmy for koko ne wa wo dia price no beko 100,000 and say ya kone koko save opa fa koko divu akoton ana obetran kan ye jojo no obi di oyire. Mr. S, get me a video of them saying they are not going home. Reality na make catch no omu di wo agro ebo no de bia gina ne gina enya ntuntum a wo dem obi di oyire na be sa no Because what price no a free 11 aba 3 aban to me nya ho hwe. It say wu koko no. Ofora tasmo bie na no ka kire pensioner fo no asmo bie na no o se hwe wo de usika ama aban na aban di na asa wo be de mo so mo fam jimi nko no a obie na no ka kire omo enie nti ende ya be high VIP ba sama o etwia 4 hours ni am wo si yes obi agi 20 Ghana nkoto fufuo yen san to aso de Nigeria from ashem na Nigeria ni oh my love oh darling na kanayo wa hwa bedru nkran oto nyina afọ ya sama eye de yogurt mu wedi se obeda cocoa board ene na be sesam yibia he ye di oyire ye tam kofie pra oto na kofie kokwa oba nkran pepa woto fast. Thank you very much team hwe everybody omunie mon pepa moto minim sa mo hwe me munya fast ye di wo yire kokata koko no so wo fie aban so onto akipu koko enye wagya pade o ha one sen aban ne hieska ubetum ya koko di bu akoton surprise ne 100,000 wa o ha ho sen munya ne tam pepa woto ne frio na amrobes be wiawo enkran agronfo everybody ye betwa wo be ma akọ enkran unimu nkran beda nkran abontene na nipa na odo tira bas mu bae no ono oda abontene hobi ye betwa wo hwa de akọ enkran ye beku ato atwene mamenka bibi nkyira mo munya fast anopa mo kwaji 250 na aka nso so na mo nkofie mo yire no mo twa mo ye di mo yire hwe bibi na why na ye placard no why sika na ye de ye why na ye placard na mamu why na de sika ko print eko ye board na mamu mo ya de bi wo ha na ye yusu mu amo nte ase hwe mo ni mo mtete wo ye di mo yere nom uni toothpaste uni toothbrush uni support o to kan be kasa di pegu nipa so anopa ye nte ase mo so gogo pe ka bi ntinam ngofi o kina anopa mo nyi muti enti nkofie ya de matena VIP mo aba kana yo kana we na mo hwe mo de da ba bodum wo bedu nkan ya ntia se wo de abo mo bodam hwe manim me se board ne de ma mo no mo betuma kinkan de wo so mo kofie o tana no pa nkan mo kumo hwe nkan omo ye dangerous rough mo de mo nware ye mo ni support mo ni toothpaste mo ni toothbrush money roll on mo spot on am with the yeah that one tene ye betwa mo hwe akọ mo de da ho o mo tetema ma na bo 230 mo gye bi mo befam mo nya ne tam na mo ko mo nya ne tam ense twibia ensesa mo kokoro do mo fa nkosie funu mo amo funu mo nko fa gubotom na mo fa hye funu na mo fa palok to ano ebedu 100,000 ansen a we dia na kire se ngofo mama yan large picture no e dia na kire ngofo se ngofo ka so afo we ka so afo o ma ko se ka so afo mate we wale gogofo e dia na we hu e che so gogofo we ko gogofo we mama politicians say Jimmy moi 2026 ye da hu Jimmy mo bebia mu fie dui bebia mu fie dui na mama politicians Jimmy mo gya mo yire ne mo mma mo gya mo yire ne mo mba wo fie se nkofo ndi omo abetena se ye na ye be demonstration mo hwe omonim mo hwe ade pa koku bo so wo abotiro na papa ne ka sai enti mo ko tena card na membra card no meka koku wo fo omo Jimmy omo ho abefo hours we afa comedy ye ai mama yembro kakra fo ntua kaka na mama yensuo num ne aduane ni pete hwane wigi bi ahye no ye de ntoma faase na ese we de ye skin ye de abutu de tiri so enkwasi asabo kwa Ghana ready listen enkwa MPP ni Jimmy die enkwasi asabo kwa mo yatam wesi basim uni bebia ukọ ye ma we aduane sika afa de open envelope du ko tua na so do ko sa envelope how dey dey na me ka say also beton go na go dey anto envelope dey dey me ka say mobile mo so bunya jo Muhammad tia kan beti e na dey ndien na buei e na ban na wo pa envelope ye ma envelope obetuma kasa biem obi a wo beka wa asem da wakoma so ye ma envelope ne ma envelope obetuma kasa they said obo call for bribe my bribe dey njai ye ma mo bribe na afira mo siko ko bot for my bribe dey njai ye ne ma mo bribe na mo njai bo bodam mo nyama de chi mo sanya foforo mo call for bribe intervention ye need bribe intervention. There's no BI. We are not going to give anybody BI. You are going to do the job. Sikana moji wo fie no eno na abesa won kran no nipa na o ma mo placards no do ade board ni hihye bu nsem no mo kan chen say mo hiye duane ne envelope mo pre bribe mo pe bribe by force na this is the first time we say demonstrators urge bribe by force my bribe na njai in the history of the world this is the first time about who demonstrators are omo insist say you be demonstrating tiao but my bribe na njai come there. Why demonstration abre? Sala nintwi o. You see ye chiri wia. We ne dey be di sala. We. O ye chiri wia o hwe nkwase se moti radio so ka. O start free Burkina Faso. Eno de be pie girlfriends, 11 girlfriends. Eno free 11 girlfriends go do scam of many women. Eno the free scam of many women called Women's Bank. O free Women's Bank roba Russia guy. We wa bottom. We Jimmy. Salaka we nantwie flat tetena ye kowa ye pobi manaswa ebini chance ya we ne de so aro we kai damn it na we am chairman na me party me sama ko school na akwa we na am chairman na akwa nyansa be na wo dim at betna radio so opposition or starting as from Burkina Faso o free Burkina Faso no sin adanfo bi 11 girlfriends and afei NDC scam government because omo can touch them ma I don't be a Women's Bank. Or if you could be a Russian guy, Aquawi. Wait. Mr. Titina Santaman, your contoquan, yen an animal contoquano, Titina, ye near contoquano, na ye contoqua, ye near when an eswa, Aquawi, wait, then Jewy. Now, Aquawit was a national chairman. Oh, giant wait, then Chiokura. Well, Mukra, capital letters. Now, how can you sit and look at such a person and say, Midina Junichi? Where cow mad disease. Typical cow mad disease in human. Cow mad disease next show hano. Any cow mad disease. Chance more can I have on the free bar. Non-fundamental matter. Just a party no more GB. How can this guy go through the cracks by a chairman, national chairman? Can who thing? Nyansa, onibi. It's your mom didn't chin nyansa be no if a party a team na akwa we na national chairman or she have shoe jeprim aye 9 on to me she designer shoe on to me she broni bia anya ne size akwa we broni bia anya ne size broni bia ni we so we ne size mpobwa de bia have shoe na she no ne 9 half 70% is form and at tinkuko bini wait awrade jagopo. A disease of a mad cow. Onimunyansa we Jimmy. Partner say. This is a typical mad cow disease representative. And someone can answer Benum. Also, him out a jacran to Minkasa or hearing him as we TV. Because who may be on starting free. On to Minkasa like you Jimmy. Or do you get a papa who can call some sano. Or do you get into what the old can watch you know. Gan or who your own can or heno. Because when him say, now I'm on for time at time in Mukasa. Now wait, dear. Don't boopa. Very dirty guy. Very dirty. Nanimu nyina tututu. Just say odranka so maintenance no nam. Nanimu tututu. Na bodwa e basa. Nanimu kanka. Just say why have rough displaced cow. A very displaced cow. Oni owner. We also me chen to the ko no mo tro address ka ho. Ya chi na ne de kotokuro aso de kon de ko fie. More. And vice president way, Nukram ya papa chano, every so be atimenka. Nyasika sebia na nyansa wom. Into the oka seke kesi abeto nka. O pro. Omo minimi. Ebi vomo minimi bruta. Mu gami agaza minim. Ebi vomo minimi bruta. Mini, ye kase ye mini obi a go for the minimi dread. They say, say, na boy we pa. Inti why pa? Di betu mama na stop the pa. Just do any higher. Mini with dread. Mugami o. Meso me domo. But mo Jimmy. Abibi. Rather than go. Mo Jimmy Ankasa. I say, you tweet na say, but me ma stress when am the power no. Sade when am the power no. Na nipa na mo power man no. Ono ubusa no say the design go doing kanjiro. Just say mo ankasa no. My ye bibia se meboa wenye ye. Why is entwinalization? Why then twin? I want MPP for. We Jim Papa want to me nyen. Why that puffy? Impenifu ejim, imbofre ejim, was a waging jim when you know abodam. When you nyansa kroti, nyansa kroti, when you be. Impenifu ejim, imbofre ejim, wogupatim, na oberan to obeafo, and why them moi, why the one, no wogum, why that puffy? Obeaba, no ebe jimino no oko. Inkwasa azinkuti, no ya one, when you nyansa, won't to me chazi. Obia o party me bia why jeff nankwasa keka na oye one why then care why then care you are like frogs MPP why then care eyekro why then care in care akobet infante why then care in care number in care you are like frogs. Echire ba kwa anya kro na ba kwa anya kro why then care number we give too much me say my bibia o say me bia me nim dia me nyam emfa mo ho biem MP before ade na mo pese ko me yema mo akobi say Kevin me kan fanti o MPP why then one me me fanti na begum so MPP ankasa ma adwene ho a me ntase me se ma adwene ho a me ntase party krotin wogum na jim kuti it won for want it won for no it won for no it can some actual one the one for one gen na one try form na on to nyama na part no onko nyim na wa be want to and we just say we jim why mal party watim krotin impenifo a wo party won dwen impenifo no nwen imboframa why den kenti anema na enkwasa asem no wodi social media do asem ankesa wo da wo ka kire Ghana fo nokor a wo da wo ka inkofu nka nokor na emu party mu swantefo we dator atochi so nkotodwam ato na ohye won kotodwam ekohwe wanwrem ato na ohye wanwrem nyina ya ato nkotin why then care out of the Republic on the 27th of this month President John Dramani Mahama will be delivering the State of the Nation address Friday 27th, and we all know this is his second State of the Nation. And so Obiti Ghana said, only he or she still hasn't seen what the president and this government they have done. The president will be coming on our TVs. He will be speaking from Parliament. I bet Ghana for the now by way so far they have done. And if anybody has any contrary view or evidence against what the president will say on that day, that person can do it after the president does it. Ghana 4 will hear one of the best State of the Nation's address. John Dramani Mahama has nothing to lose, but he has a lot to do to preserve. And what he needs to do is what he's doing. And is to make sure, say, Ghana na, or fast, Ghana no. He needs to leave Ghana in a shape we will never forget John Mahama. Whether he's going to be president for 21 years, 10 years, 4 years, 8 years, 30 years, 40 years, he is going to leave a marker in the history of the Republic of Ghana. We will never forget John Mahama like the way we have never forgotten Kwame Nkrumah. Inti, this is going to be one of the best State of the Nation you ever hear. And it's going to be practical. It is going to be evidential. It is going to be factual. It is not going to be a state of the nation where it is cosmetic. This is going to be, I have done this. We have done this. You can see this. This has been delivered. This is the kind of state of the nation you will be hearing. You will be hearing a state of the nation whereby it's accomplishment. The tagline will be accomplishment and still accomplishing. And because John Mahama and the NDC, I'm catch the Ghana for say, I'm person be Jumama Ghana. And so far, it's not been rosary, but comparatively, I'm talking about government Abano. This government has done extremely well. This is a government that came to meet a country that was on its knees. Na ebunko toje, na ekurano collapse. But this president and this government, about power, one thing they have avoided is to blame their predecessors. At a point, they had the right to do it, but they never did it. Edwin Pempen Sobinanka was NDC for statement in United and a MPP 4 years say, and MPP 4 years say. They came to inherit a government, a nation that every single sector had already been collapsed totally. And they say Cocoa Board needs over 30 billion to be on its knees. Where did that start from? Who can inherit such debt and try and turn things around? That is what we are talking about, is leadership. At a point in our history, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo say, he knows the country has collapsed. We should wait for a new leader to come and resurrect the nation. A certain president made that statement to Ghanaians and said, we know we have failed, but he believes a new president will come and make things happen. So at a point, Akufo-Addo said, they could not deliver. They have failed on any Bawumian concert for Nina. And it's so interesting that Adebia Uhuna and Akufo-Addo na eye Adebia Asebia today, Sadiano has life. You can start from anywhere. Adebia na we Ghana Nibia and Bawumian Akufo-Addo na Sadiano collapse no. Today that thing has life. Ebia enya that full life, but you can see say where those things were. Any baby you doing there no. Every single thing today has life. And that is what we call governance, building, resurrecting, surviving, making a nation, putting it together to become a nation you want to run. That is what this man and his government, they have done. You can pick sector by sector. And when you sit back and you reflect, you'll be like, this is quite interesting. Sector by sector, life, John Mahama and Abai Ahume and sector by sector. Some as original so ebimo are still getting up. Ebimo are just up there and running. That is what we call. We are in this country, and when you pick sector by sector, sit back and reflect. Sector bang, and it has not been touched in this country. Akufo-Addo no Bawumia ejaya omoseno. That is leadership. That is boldness. Let's go to the energy sector. See where it was. At a point, we knew the country had been run down. The energy sector was done. Today, Tor is running, and the Jandambium Denam, Tor is shut down. Tor is even opening its production to 45,000 barrels. Tor is running. So see the energy sector, the debt that was incurred over 8 years. Over 82 billion. Today, IPPs, independent power producers, they have sat with government, negotiated. They are helping us. We are helping them. We are building. Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia, they took our energy sector and see our IMF that every quarter, also light bill kosro, also water bill kosro. These people had to sit, negotiate, and try and find a way to make it work. Get fund. Get fund. We could not expand our basic schools. We could not expand our senior high schools. We could not expand our tertiary institutions because every money that went into get fund, so we could not do anything. Today, it has been uncapped. That is governance. We are talking about NHIA. The amount of debts MPP by inherit, NDC inherited here. Today, NHIA, under the leadership of the director of NHIA, 90% or almost 100% of the debt they came to inherit, they have cut it off. That is bold leadership. We are talking about bold leadership. Hospitals that were left to rot. Today you see the health minister personally entering hospitals unannounced, looking at issues, delivering medical equipment, making sure our health facilities, as we are building. The country not saying. And I want to draw your attention to the state of the nation you are going to hear. It is going to be accomplishment and accomplishing. It is not we did and we want to. This is accomplishment. On the 27th of February, you will hear that. Which sector hasn't seen any kind of life? This is a government that has blown life into every sector. And I'm not saying, say, it is rosary everywhere. No, it does not work like that. This is governance. Especially when you inherit a country where it's debt to GDP. When you inherit a country where its inflation was around 54%. The list was around 23%. And today you are talking about a single digit under 2 years. That is something that does not happen normally anywhere in the world. We are talking about a country where you're a government that inherited interest rate in double digits. Today, interest rate is rallying around single digit. That's what we are talking about. We can't even forget where the dollar was. 1787, almost $18. A dollar to a city. Today we are talking about dollar regularized and stuck at 10.11. It can't even move. The dollar is stuck at 10 and 11. It can't even move. It's there. This is the stability a businessman needs. This is stability that an economy needs. This is the stability that foreign investors need. They need to see stability in your currency. When you don't have stability in your currency, there's no trust in your economy. And that is what the Bank of Ghana governor, the finance minister, the president of the republic, and this government as a whole, they have worked hard to achieve. It is not a joke. This is pure governance. So, we should not sit here and make it look like, say, anybody can just do this. No, don't underestimate it. Not anyone can do this. Because it is tough to do. Because it is difficult to do. Because it is a very difficult thing. It is not a joke. You need people who are committed. We are cutting down unnecessary expenditure. How many ministers na Mahamadi ran the country with? Less than 60. He even told he was going to do 60. We are talking about less than 60. It is unprecedented in our history, meaning, you bet me the 60 ministers are running crew. We are now 58 or 59. Meaning, decisions that the government is taking that are drastic today, it means it's going to yield results along the way, because we have been used to some certain kind of governance, not MY. But we are seeing bold leadership. We are seeing bold leadership. We are seeing leadership that commits to things. Let's go to the construction road sector. Are you not shocked? Are you not amazed? You look at Ofanko, you look at Pokwasi, the whole country is under construction. And the funny thing is, these are not foreign contractors. The president told you and I say, yeah, the contract to be a Ghanaian contractors, Ghanaians. And the Equia ya Ghana, a Ghana for Marapoma, Joe, your friend saying, these are local contractors. And we have even forgot to say, because we have seen the quality of work. And say, there are people who have made up their mind and say they don't want to believe, they don't want to accept, they just want to look like we don't care. It is going well, we will still speak ill. Nobody cares about them. It is how they feel. It's their problem. And me, I'm not going to argue with somebody who doesn't want to reason. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to waste my time on somebody who wants to hear and look at things around them and say, okay, so we are seeing some kind of development. Which sector? Let's talk about sector to sector. The fight against Galamsey is one of the most difficult fights, but under the leadership of Amabua, you and I can testify And the people are scared to do illegal mining. People are scared. I won't tell you, say illegal mining, no, but people are scared. The way people were so bold a few years ago. Radio, so you gold. See a pat chairman want to me gold. Did that come? People were bold. Today, people want to do gala. They are scared. They are looking around. They can be picked up by NIMOs. You can end up in jail. It's a tough fight. And this minister, Amakofibua, even though he's not visible, you can see that there's been changes. We are seeing it. People are quiet, but we're seeing it. And I'm not going to sit here and make you think, say, oh, gala ni Ghana. Gala is still happening in Ghana. But you are seeing a difference between when Gala consumed Ghana. So when I see some people make it look like, oh, the government is not fighting Gala, I'm saying, hey, you are not being realistic. Today, panic na a war a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ago, no. So panic, no, that avalanche of galamsey around the nation, no. Even though people are doing gala, people are cautious. People are not because they know if you lose guard, you'll be caught. And that is what the John Mahama administration wanted to instill in Ghanaians. There should be fear in committing crime. Because the moment there's no fear in committing a particular crime, nobody can stop that crime. That the moment you are able to put fear, even though that crime is going to happen, people are going to be very cautious. And the rate at which the crime is going to happen is going to drop. And that is what we are seeing in Ghana. America, one of the body of America, America, but even though you say they are very cautious. Criminal be America be anim. Boni okodi ho yes e be man jail. Criminal be anim. Obi a owia ka be anim say ye china onim how many years obekum. Obi a obunko for dan anim say ye china onim how many years obekum. Obi a okunipa. They all know, they know the crimes, they know the years obe serve, they know. And that is a deterrent to some of them. And it's be munye. So this you are going to hear. And we all need to start understand and say, the country was done. You and I, we lost hope. There was no belief in politicians. We never believed politicians. The trust we had in leadership, it disappeared, depleted. It just fizzled away. But today, that confidence is coming back. People now have some settled level of hope that if we keep holding politicians their hand to the fire, we will still get some results. We are not going to be perfect, but it's going to be better than where we were. And that is what we have been talking about. I will never sit here and tell you this man is an angel. He's not. He's a politician. But what we are getting out of him and his government is something that we need to appreciate. When I sit here, it is not because me time will be na me do will be. And yes, Mahama na me hunu suni pada. And as Mahama na me hunu so politician that. No, I keep saying here, it is the intelligence is his head, his service, that vision, that opese odebua Ghana. That is what I envy. That is what I worship. Not Mahama. I don't do that. And we might not get everything out of Mahama, but we will get something that at least will benefit us, propel us to a point whereby we will know, say, okay, we have been taken out of the ditch. We were done as a nation. We were done. Tell me one thing. Positive Ghana December 2024. One thing that was giving you some encouragement. Nothing. The first time in the history of Ghana, Akwarakwa SS was angry. Angry. Why? Why should school kids be angry with the president, with the government? Why? Because of the treatment. We were using dog food to feed our children in school under MPP Bawumia. That is the level, the lowest level I did Ghana could do here. Kids were dying. I remember I did a story. Man, they be at Neba Echo Abri school, Abri girls. Now, or Kasa, the man was at home. And a chance that because of the bad food. The man got there, the kid died on his lap. That is the pain that the country went through. Do you hear anybody complain about food in our senior high schools? No. In fact, right now the schools are even rejecting food because they have too much food. That is what governance is supposed to be. It's not going to be rosary throughout the time, but sometimes you need to prove, say, you want to do what? You want to help. accountability is very important. We all want accountability. But accountability by and Chester we still cannot build. We need to get that line very right. We all want accountability. But if accountability Maya and Chester we cannot correct our mistakes and move forward. Accountability needs to happen. People need to pay for their stewardship. People need to face the law. But if that hasn't happened yet, it does not mean we all have to drop everything and say we are waiting for accountability. If accountability doesn't happen, then we are all not going to move forward. Because accountability needs to happen through some level of process. We know for a fact that you cannot use 2 days to jail anybody in Ghana. And that is also not an excuse for any government to think they can delay court proceedings. That is also not an excuse for the Attorney General to be lazy. That is not an excuse for a government in power to try and ignore such matters that are important to Ghanaians. No. Accountability is important. I am for accountability. But if accountability hasn't happened, it does not mean we should drop our tools and make the country sink further. No. There's one thing that I've seen. Ghana are willing to work. They love this president. They love this government. They like everything about it. They just need accountability. That's all. That is why I keep telling Ghana Yaya dear. Dear Osia Yama Ban we ye. Dear here for ban any accountability. Yesterday I was here and I'm sharing what is going on when it comes to our courts. When it comes to the Attorney General, when it comes to how slow the cases are. I am also mad about it. And see, let us understand. This country, baby, I know a year and 4 months ago, on my way assessa, nyoma ekoyi. Nyoma ekoyi. And see, this state of the nation, let us all pay attention to the president's statement. Because he's not going to come lie to you. President Way says he can for to do something. I'll catch him on the 27th. President Way, so mano bibi nkoye na yesika sem ashoto baby obema mati. He is not going to hide it. He has no reason to. Instead of importing steel from Asia or Europe, West Africa can source competitively. West Africa can source competitively from Ghana's manufacturer. Now, and the President Mahama, Alco Commission B5, right? B5 Omia Steel Company. And that is good. At least we are having some companies a few years ago, they almost went bankrupt. They almost collapsed in Ghana under Bawumia's leadership. All those companies today, private companies, they have been around for a long time now. They are now reviving. They are all now getting to the level getting to. All these companies are building up again. And B5 is one of those companies. A year, our system, and then a B5 bar Ghana. They have been in Ghana for a long time. For the past 8 years, they really struggled. They struggled so much because of NPP's interference in their work. Because how they wanted to take over the company. But the owners of the company were resolute. Today, a good government, B5 company, a steel company, they are now up and running and they are now manufacturing steel in large quantities. And a President Ghana for say, this company is going to employ direct and indirect. So many Ghanaians are going to be employed. And that he wish and he believes, say, a time will come, Africa, majority of African countries are, importing steel. Any in Nadia, they build nations, you bet me at the attorney in our Africa, especially when we have a company like B5, be a year, company or Ghana, they are basically working and helping the economy. And I like this. I would like to tell the president, B5, Asu smelters, almost so nane, steel ni ade. Mr. President, it will be better for us to concentrate and focus on reviving VALCO. Because if, as a nation, we can technically support a private entity to become this powerful, we should be able to support VALCO to also become powerful in aluminium production. And the reason why B5 is powerful today in Ghana is because private investor Denisika Shem. B5 is powerful because the private investor is paying attention to details. The private investor is monitoring the Sikana or the Shemuno. The private investor needs his investment back. So he is not paying, he's not playing around. The private investor is basically paying attention to the company. No? So if private investor has been able to put a lot into B5, monitored it to mature, turn B5 into a multi-million-dollar company to employ Ghanaians and foreigners, then we as a nation today should be ashamed of ourselves that we are still sitting here discussing how to revive VALCO. If a private company can do this job, then it means when we allow investors to also invest in VALCO, we can move VALCO to the level of B5 or even bigger than B5. Because I know for a fact, VALCO is bigger. VALCO, when it comes to land size, is bigger. VALCO, when it comes to production, is bigger. So why can't we also allow an investor, a strategic investor, to also invest in VALCO? Because you are telling us that at a point, you wouldn't want African countries to go to Europe and Asia to bring in steel. The same way you don't want them to bring in aluminium. And if you have a company like VALCO in Ghana, which is Ghanaian owned, why are we still marking time on this VALCO, opening it up for private investors to invest in VALCO? Something isn't right. Somebody is doing us harm, Mr. President. And I want you to let us understand, why is VALCO still where it is today? Because people have shown interest. VALCO owes over $400 million. And your government doesn't have that money sitting under anybody's bed. Your government does not have $400 million sitting there. If you even go out there to borrow $450 million to invest in VALCO, you are still going to pay interest, which at the end of the day is going to swallow you. And the investment is going to be of nothing. Somebody, an investor, is ready and willing to bring in over $450 million to revive VALCO, to employ Ghanaians, to get Ghana going, and also produce for the local market. Why are we today so excited about P5? I have no problem with B5. I am happy we have a private company that is in Ghana, that is working in Ghana, that is employing Ghana, that is helping Ghana build. I'm very happy and I'm very excited about it. And I'm very happy you went there today to prove to Ghanaians and to the world that Ghana is open for business. And any legitimate business that is ready to employ Ghanaians and to build this nation, you are ready and willing to let them operate in Ghana. I am happy. But Mr. President, why can't we attach the same seriousness to operationalizing a VALCO? What is happening? What is happening? Why can't we make VALCO work? Why are we still sitting? What is this back and forth? What is this? Somebody's talking. Somebody's talking. There's no talking to be done again. We are supposed to be done with talking now. We are not supposed to be talking about there are people on standby who are ready to put their money into VALCO. They can employ over 10,000 people if VALCO is managed well. We want to create job opportunities. We have young people in a lot of technical institutions who basically have the skill to work at VALCO. So why are we today not seeing VALCO as one of the avenues that we can create employment? By the end of this month, we should hear some news that VALCO has gone into partnership with a private investor, a strategic investor who is willing to put their money into VALCO. Because we don't have the money. We have no money. Mr. President, I know, we all know, this country, we are trying to make things work. We don't have $450 million sitting somewhere. And when they say $450 million, and not just the $450 million you need, there are other monies you need to add to it. There are miscellaneous monies. There's so much, at the end of the day, then you are going around $600 million. We don't have it. So When people are ready to come in, that should be our priority. I would have wished to say you commissioned or you opened Valco before opening B5. Yes, because B5, 90% of the money is going to an individual. But with Valco, because we have shares in it, every money that comes out of Valco with a strategic investor putting their money in, some comes to Ghana. And the good thing is that everything about Valco at the end of the day stays in Ghana. It's ours. So what is going on? If this strategic investor is going to take over Valco for 10 years, 15 years, at the end of the day, Ghana for before Bojuma, at the end of the day, Ghana for Sebio, almost at the end of the day, we are going to produce for the local market. It's going to create more employment. That is what we need. Strategic investors. So, Mr. President, with all due respect, I saw you today, you were excited about this, but I feel as an Nkrumahist, you should be more excited about opening Valco than to being too excited about B5. So your excitement should be geared towards Valco. Mr. President, as an Nkrumahist who wants to continue the legacy of Kwame Nkrumah, who wants to make sure you sustain what Nkrumah started, who wants to build this nation from scratch, who wants to invest in production, I believe that opening Valco up, letting strategic investors involve themselves with Valco will be more prudent and more profitable to Ghanaians than anything else. With all due respect, I have no issues with B5. It's a good company. It's a company situated well. It's a company that is going to help Ghana. And I really respect them. But I just want to say this, Mr. President, the energy that you put in today to go commission Valco, Mr. President, put that same, to go commission B5, Mr. President, put that same energy and urgency in making sure this year, before June, Valco is operational. Mr. President, the energy that we have put into B5, which is very important, which is a very good company that is going to employ Ghanaians, I respect that, I applaud that. But that energy, you need to double that energy when it comes to Valco. Because Valco can produce more than B5. In Valco, basically, we invest better in Valco. So, Mr. President, by June, we should get strategic investors opening up Valco for the young people who are yearning for jobs. There are so many people who want jobs, Mr. President. You have an avenue to employ more Ghanaians. Why are we not exhausting the avenue? We have an avenue where Ghanaians can be employed easily. Why are we not, Mr. President, if we are able to put five companies together, Kwame Nkrumah companies, Ojano, investors to come and invest in them, how many people will be employed in Ghana in your first term? In your first term, Mr. President, in just this your first term, if you are able to open all these companies and now your investors ebe take over any Ghana for partner, how many young people will be employed in Ghana in your first term? Just in your first term. So, Mr. President, this should be strategic. Our main focus right now, our biggest problem in Ghana is employment. Let us try and get a lot of young people jobs. And Valco is a great opportunity. We don't have to misuse it. We need to focus on opening Valco up. Now,
but you don't have the money to do this project that was started by the New Patriotic Party government.
Let me go to
the assurance we are giving to the people of Ashanti region is that inshallah will come back in 2028. If the NDC is not able to finish and they make it 2-tier interchange, we shall dismantle it and make it 4-tier interchange for the people of Ashanti region. What is this?
2 million.
When age, at this your age, I found all your communication job by my MPP. And we sit in Ghana. Minima de cry causes our problem no. Se fufu na yana ko tare bi wan adwene mu. Se nkwan na bi ni do so. Ala be dwene wa mentiase. I just don't get it. Itie yempe bibia. This is the time the NPP followers in the Ashanti region should be blaming the NPP for Ashanti region development enkoso. Because yempe bibia anto nchen. Ye nyina ya jatum se party etina santimemu Ashanti region na party wo. Etinka o se party ni invest wa Ashanti region. A fact. But what are we seeing? To be a channel. Yeah, in Vietnam, Pakistan for shirts. ya tonwa ko echira dollar shop 199 ewia bo na ko hwe ne chi nsa but yet see the shirt na color na eye fia enko biem de bi o de hangi egu ko echi de wo basa hiani oni 100,000 Ghana wana edoso 10,000 Ghana oni bi tese ko head trousers no ya body show ho nyina de bia ye bo ho otwa kekan kwasese na beji se kodu entitlement and foolishness Jimio. And they don't want you to teach them. They don't want you to advise them. They don't want you to tell them the right thing. That obi boo, obi mbu, obi etit, obi edu voti jimu. But okasana the boo of one test. Why are you telling me this? Me chau kwaino. That is the problem. Huh? Me, I am never going to speak about Bono region, Eastern region, Northern region. When it comes to the MPP, it's the Ashanti region. And I'm going to do it because and the MPP for say vote free. And we all know say MPP so far they don't have more than 1 million votes in the Ashanti region. We all know. But as far as about 900,000 votes to Ashanti region they be a bit so. Because right now the records are clear. The NPP does not have more than 1 million votes in the Ashanti region. As far as your votes are lingering around 900,000, we are going to make sure it stays there. Yempempuntiana. Adentine go to fu anim asesa adentra ohene obi a wako school ani ate otukwa abrochira wuhu montena no ne brofo monhwe nani a ebie monhu ohene na mo ne tena na monhu sibi okeka no ho monhu ne nyoma. You don't see the taster owo when you ohene kurasi ni o when you ohene anani ebie wako school ote brofo oka brofo onhwe pepa so we wan de pa na den na mo a mo hye na se no mo dodo no mo mpese mo beboa I say ye de yada ne ntwen ye mpese ye betumi aboa because otumfo nko antumi nto about 900,000. You are the people who are supposed to make that decision. Otumfo the thing I the Tambia one he votes only once. Na mo makani nyina no mo sora na makotomba abasa ntwen. How can he make how you people should understand, come together as a collective unit and make a decision. Do not vote for political party flag. Vote for development. Yeah, politics of interest. Yeah, politics of interest. And your politics of yanananum. And your politics of tribe. And your politics of flag. We are doing politics of interest. The interest is Diamihian or some Saka. Because politicians, no, every day you try your taxes you try into whatever you need from the politician and into to in a certain way. This I'm putting to the baba because on nobody also 10 years. You better 10 years. So you need to be strategic in voting. You need to be strategic in choosing the person I'll be doing him. And you say me to until some to say no. Now. Mamu Renfi said, this guy is a thief. His name is Afote Agbo. I'm just made woman. Afote Agbo is a thief. Orian Sase. If you have bought a land from this guy, go and take your money. Asasina Otoma Regimanuel Estate, no. Sir Regimano former and dying baako. I don't know the team go Regimano. I'll come and show you the pictures. This man is a thief. He has no title to any land or Katamanso. He's just a caretaker. So or Thomas Asiama Osisia ask for title. He's a liar. He's a proud sponsor of this show. This man is called Afote Agbo. If you have given him money, go back and tell him to give you your money back. If you are planning on giving him money for any asase, Katamanso, I'm here, Apollonia, this man is a criminal. Men to us as one ho. Unless you want your own problem. He deals with land guards, criminal land guards who basically assault people. His lead land guard is called Van Dam. And I'm about the video. I'll come and show you his video again. Nobody should deal with this guy. Onyo hini papa biya yen gazette no. Onye ohini ya gazette ne say Ghana mrana man ho kwan say ondi ohini. Onye ohini. He has not been gazetted. Until I see his gazette, this man is not a chief. His name is Afote Agbo. Afote Agbo. He's a criminal. Wherever you see this guy, don't do any land business with him. Never sit anywhere else and say, this Afote, you have gone to his house. He says, sit down. I'm going to give you a land. These are the papers. He's lying. And I've told this government, this man he needs to be kicked off the Lands Commission board. How can you have such a criminal, such a thief, such a land criminal sitting on the board of the Lands Commission? How? What kind of country are we building? What kind of country are we building? Afote Agbo is a dangerous man. He should go on TV. He should go and put in the newspapers with his title. Asasia, the title, Ewon Dimu. Every asasi bia yakatama so asase no na busuafo no they are just supervisors. They don't own the land. He does not own the land or the title to any land. So if you're going to buy land from this guy, you buy at your own risk. And a Friday, 6:43. Hey, we've done over 3.5 hours. And remember, this guy is called Sir Obama. His real name is Daniel Adomako, another criminal. When I'm friend is Sir Obama Pokwase Oyewi. He's a criminal. Nobody should work with this guy. This is the guy okosi sa intuo ekosi share ne dem se or command ni pebi mama kuku president ne yere. His name is Daniel Adomako. People call him Sir Obama. He's a thief. People like this, Ghana, that is him. Sir Obama. His real name is Daniel Adomako, a very serious criminal. A very serious criminal. So let's not underestimate these people in our community. Uhuno Ghana, be very, very careful. Stand back and protect yourself. Because what to be deal with anytime. He can murder you. He can silently use a gun. This is a very dangerous guy. His name is Sir Obama Pokwase. His real name is Daniel Adomako. These are the sponsors of the show, the last minute of the show. Sponsors na mede chira no. Now, this young man is called Prince Ofori, aka Fanti Comedy. This guy is another murderer, a suspected murderer. When omofa plan say omo person kuku president in Nigeria, no mo social media say omo pe kwan bi so akotwa president yiriti akwa we boy we na okasa nkofo no ho. Your friend Prince Ofori, and then they want a Ghana card so. And comfort our friend no a Fanti Comedy. A very dangerous guy. And then who won it seems so onya president obekuno. And then who won it seems so onya Lordina Mahama president yiro obekuno. Eh Mahamudu Bawumia na sponsor omo because time na omo she jail na ye chi omo no. Bawumia friend wo phone so ka kire ni say obeyi na pie. E ma na ba completion ejuma. Enti as we speak, these are the people who are targeting the president and the wife. Onya president obekuno, onya na yiro obekuno. They are still being weaponized. Bawumia mo trainee omo because on record he said on TV say Bawumia ene na yire ene di sika be yi no. Omo no mo friend ka kire say they will set him free. So today he's out because of Bawumia. And they are still preparing them to go and commit the crime on person who coup president in the Naire. The ding at the Prince of Fori. Baby, I wish you be a dangerous human being. Another sponsor. Another banger. Go away. Nenufu send ye tieni. Nenufu chen dancing. Ne ho kan. Oba ate sa na mo frɛ no boys ne da wiam se we di ate ne ho kan be se nenufu de tieni ya frɛ no ya yira abew Yaira Abel, she is another criminal and a suspected murderer. This lady is a criminal and a suspected murderer. This lady was also part of the clique that wanted to murder the president's wife and the president himself. Her name is Yaira Abel. Baby, I'll be sharing anywhere you meet this lady or a dangerous woman. Ne maame sisi ameno kasi ye twa ne maame nan aware we ne maame nan osusum ye twa ne maame nan diabetes ibeku ne maame go we ye fe ne Yaira Abel ne nufu se ne tie ni ne nufu se bem se kutu se bem me se ne nufu se ne tie ni ne ho nchene because onware ye fe no edien Yaira ate ne ho bon. So these are the people we know on record na omo planning to kill the president in Nigeria. This girl, she's part of those people. And I don't know why the government is not serious on this matter. These people should be rotting in jail by now. All these people are supposed to be in jail. But judge Tnasia, not judge said 3 weeks time, 4 weeks time. Or Monday. I will follow up and come and tell you the status of all of them, their court case, because I need to get to the bottom of this matter. I will come and tell you the name of the judges sitting on the cases. How the investigator and the prosecutor, we are coming to mention all of them, their names. How far with this case? Yeah, Monday, team. Monday. Remember, update on this case. Say prosecutor na ya kromfo amemamo hu. Say investigators na ya kromfo amemamo hu. Police nya only the case wo ya kromfo amemamo hu. Say judge na deliberately or delay case amemamo hu. Memamo hu status of all the case. Fanti comedy say Obama Pokwase say kutu say bem kankan. Ono so ne de memamo hu. Say bem kankan no. Yaira Abel. This government, Now, there's a story I want us to talk about, a very interesting story. The Scholarship Secretariat, Ghana Scholarship Secretariat publishes list of 278 beneficiaries. For the first time in the history of the Republic of Ghana, under the leadership of Asafwe as the director of the Scholarship Secretariat, you publish every single person. You man a scholarship, 278 people. Public, you can go and check. What it was of Parliament to say, John Mahama came, we have not seen anything. Yeah, this alone is victory. Asafwe was surprising me. The leadership, the consistency, the transparency. Asafwe just shocking me. The transparency. Ebin Ghana history muda Asafwe breaking record. Obia or your beneficiary bia your man scholarship no what publicly what publish list no or someone gets someone. And this is what we have been waiting for and yearning for and voting for, transparency. So it means say and the obia and who quines obey me apply for scholarship. John Mahama eba power say politician be anywhere ye de Ghana sika be scholarship ye obi afiri ho. And the ordinary Ghanaian they be from no, they are the ones who are enjoying the scholarship secretariat. And that is what we've been asking for. That is the leadership we've been asking for. As I set a record, his name is going to stay in the records of Ghana, a history, governance history for a long time. The first to publicly publish scholarship secretariat, 278 beneficiaries in Osmonje. He has nothing to hide. And imagine, under NDC, a course to say, dear NBC, this is the country we are all building. And we are building this country out of transparency, honesty. And I pray they stick to this basic principle. We will put our necks on the line and still defend them. That is what we want to do. We want you to prove to us that the willingness is there, that the commitment, the patriotism is there. That is what we want to see. We know politicians are not perfect. Governance is not perfect. But we want to see that eagerness, that will, that patriotism, that transparency, that help we need from you. We want to see it. And when we see it and we start to basically admire it, then when it gets to times where it is tough, we will come in and explain to the people why things are hard, why these times are difficult. Our job is to explain and let the people understand what is happening. Your job is to deliver. Me juma ni we juma no. Me Ghana fo atiase. Me cheche mu akire omo. Se uye juma na eso ni a emu ya din a me amesa ba be che Ghana fo se ejuma no waye na emu na aye din intima no time. That is my job. Me juma ni uwe juma no se bo ejuma. And this is for this is my job. My job is to explain. My job is to let the people know the job you're doing. Honestly, do the job in a way where the people will appreciate. Send be ye chechiri ma chiro mo nokura so ye de nokura ne chiro mo na mo ti ase na mo hudi mo ya edru pempenso na nyome mu kura be ye din a ye betumi asaba because they will have that trust in us. Ye betumi asaba be chiro mo say nyoma na mu aye din no enyo mo fault because of this and because of that. Where dey your mo fault, the people will believe us. Me medwumani I've mastered in this. This is my job. My job is not to be a minister. My job is not to be a cabinet member. My job is not to be a politician, a government appointee. My job is to sit here and monitor you people and explain to the Ghanaian what you are doing. That is why today I'm saying, Asafo J, he has impressed and surprised us. The same as Sami Jemfi. The work Sami Jemfi, if he hits a block, we will still have a reason to explain why he has hit a block. And that is what we just need. The arrogance in some of you, boy, it will not take you anywhere. And the time will come that will be taken from you. Bags. Arrogant boys, some of you. You think you have seen money, disrespecting people up and down. I don't know if it's a primary zone. You bet you kafia. I don't know if it's a more constituency to own. You bet you control the ground. Now, so when we knew primaries, I want to be my minister. You will not win. We will control. You will understand us. Also, I'm for social media. Mofafuna unnecessary nonsense. Na makachiran konfo. Na mo twitwa nkwasi boy tantai bi de nam Ghana. We dey here. Imbrebi baye. Some people came to save some people with just 5 votes. Some people had to fight. Some people had to maneuver. Some people had to do work for people to get just 5 votes to become MPs. We dey here. And I'm ready. It will come back. Yene, yetia. We control. We will control. We will show you people. One pilot. You can pile everything. Now, one worked out constituency. Yeah, no more. Omunomu ye ni anom. Omun tie de ani ebeka. I name is straight.